morning. Today I was thinking about the technology. Over the years of World Innovators, how have we evolved using technology? Back in 1981, my mother, Ann Peterson, bought an Olivetti word processor. This word processor was a monster. It was like this big. It can't even fit my hands in the screen here. It was $5,000, and she thought it was the best thing since sliced bread. Because instead of every month going and putting into her typewriter these list owner reports where she had to keep track of all orders every single month, and every month she had to put those reports back into the typewriter and type each line. And sometimes there were mistakes, so she would have to do the whole thing over again. She now had this great word processor where she could put the documents on, and I know some of you out there won't even know what this is, a floppy disk. This saved her a ton of time because now, like I said, instead of going and re-entering that information every month, she now had it on the floppy disk where she could put it in and start new every month. Then, of course, we went from that large, big word processor and we got our first 2CX Apple Macintosh. And again, best thing since sliced bread. It was going to save us tons of time. We were going to be able to do all these design features, and it continued on. Over the years, World Innovators has been in business for 44 years, and so we've had to evolve with the technology that has come on the market. And that brings us to our discussion today about AI. How we need to embrace it and how we can utilize it, not only just to create content, but for strategizing. But before we jump in, my name is Donna Peterson, and you are listening to the B2B Marketing Excellence Podcast. I am going around the world talking with list owners, marketing leaders, going to conferences, finding out what marketing trends are out there, what's working, what's not, and what technology can help us do all our jobs smarter and not harder. I recently even listened to a podcast, and I think it was the director of marketing at Grasshopper Motors. And he says utilizing AI is now saving his team one full day. That is 24 hours. Think about what we all could do if we had an extra 24 hours. So today I wanted to talk about giving you 3 actionable steps about how you can use AI for your planning. You've got to embrace these new technologies when they come on the market, and it's important to figure out, how can I use it? Is this the best way for my company to use it? You can't just be listening to everybody out there telling you how to use AI. You've got to go in, talk to it, and figure out what is best for us. What is best for us as a company? And then always remember with AI, and I hear this a lot from people, but it's going to take our jobs. No, it's not, because AI is just going to free you up to do other tasks. Just like when my mother got that first word processor, it helped her free up to do other things within our business. And of course, then as she added more people onto our team, that person didn't have to go and retype those list owner reports every month. She was able to use the word processor that would free her up to do other jobs. So the 3 actionable steps I'm going to go through on how to use AI is going to be 1, setting goals, how you can use AI to set goals. 2, how to align your team, because that's so important. I still hear it every single day of companies where sales is off doing this, marketing's off doing this, and upper management is doing this. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you're wasting so much time. You have to all work together on one direct path so you can achieve your goals the fastest. So you've got to align that team. And then the third one, of course, we're going to talk about is delivering tailored content. Gone are the days of just creating generic content. You have to make sure that you are really creating content that speaks directly to your specific audience. So let's jump in. Let's start with the first one of defining your goals. How can you use AI to define your goals? And these steps that I'm giving you are the same exact steps we use in-house here at World Innovators and with our clients, especially now at the beginning of a year. It's important to reflect back on what happened in the previous year, but how are we going to proceed into the future? So the first one is you need to create and set measurable goals and understanding your audience. So what we did is we went and we took all our sales reports, what clients did over the years, and we were able to upload that into our GPT. That was one of our personal GPTs in ChatGPT, to analyze this information to tell us where are the increases by percentage? Who had the largest increase? What clients did we lose? The clients that we lost, and happy to report there weren't that many, what are the commonalities? The clients that we gained, and there were some good clients that we gained this year, so yay! We went through and we analyzed those commonalities to see who's being attracted to our services? Who are we actually helping? And remember, there's always that rule that 80% of your business comes from that 20% of your database. So you want to analyze that 20% to really understand not only their demographics of title and industry, but try to get into the nitty-gritty of how do they think? What type of information are they interested in? Where do they go to look for information? These are all things that we can use with AI. So what we did is we uploaded that information into the AI. It gave us back an analysis of who were the companies that grew the most or spent the most with us, which ones didn't work. But then we really concentrated on those, like what type of information is this bucket most interested in receiving? What are their challenges? And then I would even write a blog and I would put it into this GPT of these specific target audiences. Because what I did is at World Innovators, we have a few buckets. So we segment our list into groups. We have our industrial auction clients, we have our executive education programs, and we have our manufacturers. I gave them each separate GPTs that I created. I gave background into these GPTs about each. What is it, the person that's coming into us, what title do they usually hold? Are they in a specific size? Do they look on social media? Do they look at TikTok videos? Are they into LinkedIn? Are they into YouTube? So I created that all within the GPT. So now that if I create content for these groups, I go in and I analyze it to see if that specific group would be interested in that content. So that's the first thing, is to take that information into ChatGPT, have it analyze it for you, find out what were your big wins, what were some of your losses, segment those into groups, find out what the challenges for each one of the groups are. And you can utilize this. It's amazing how fast ChatGPT can analyze this data for you. And I know some of us have those softwares already set up where it can give us back a report on how we're doing, how our sales are doing. But I really like using ChatGPT because it gives me another viewpoint. It gives me something else to think about. And this is what you need to use the AI tools for. The AI tools are more for just giving you a better idea of things to look at. It's not supposed to be your end all, take and move over to here. Here's our sales report. No, it's be able to give you little pieces going forward. One of the things you can use as you're looking at setting up your goals is go to the World Innovators website and download the target audience worksheet. This worksheet is great because it gives you those ideas of different questions to ask your audience or different things to find out about your audience. Like I said, it's not just title and industry. You got to dig deeper. What trade shows do they go to? What magazines do they read? So check out that target audience worksheet on our website. Step 2, implementing AI for team collaboration. I know we probably all have those project management tools we use, Asana and Trello and ChatGPT for the campaigns, brainstorming. But what if you put it all together? What if you're able to streamline the workflow and align your team's effort? Think about that. You don't want your teams all off doing different things. You want to make sure that everyone is on the same page, but also that you can keep track of what everyone is doing. You don't want someone who's maybe doing your sales out west on this path, but then they're here in the East Coast and they're reinventing the wheel again when this person here on the West Coast has it all together already. And this is where those GPTs come into play, because you can set up sales GPTs for your sales team talking about sales letters that have worked, responses to challenges they might having, pieces of content that you have found prospects to be very interested in. And you're able to share this information within the GPT so that when the East Coast rep goes into this GPT and says, what is the best content to use? The one that the West Coast found was most responsive will come up. This is a great way to use AI to align these features. It is automating these repetitive tasks. I love this one the most because this goes back to that big Olivetti. Instead of my mom having to redo those reports every single month, it now was on a floppy disk. This is the same thing. Instead of your sales reps having to rewrite a sales letter every single time, then they now can go into your personal GPTs and see which sales letters have worked. They can see what sequence of emails to send an individual. They can see what social media posts worked, which ones were the top responders. And this takes effort from both sides because everyone needs to be putting in information saying, this worked the best, this didn't work. But when they put it all into one place, this is where everyone can use that historical information to help your company grow faster instead of, like I said, reinventing the wheel each time with new information. So use AI to get your team all on the same page and help you have one firm workflow. The third and final step was delivering content that is tailored to their specific needs and timely. You must create personalized content. And when you have to create personalized content, that can be very time consuming. It adds a lot of stress too if you're thinking, oh, instead of just one email now, I've got to write 3 emails or 4 emails. This is going to take me forever. But if you're able to use AI tools, the AI tools can help track your audience. They can help track from an event or from an email engagement what is working so that you can shape that content each time. You can really get to understand that audience. Maybe they like short emails. Maybe they like it to be very long or in depth. I'll talk to clients about titles. We all know that whether you are a CEO or whether you are an engineer, you're looking for different types of information and you want it in a different format. The CEO needs to look at the big full picture. The engineer wants specific details right away. Your CFO, they want to know, how much money are you saving me? So this is where you've got to think about those titles. Who are you talking to? You've got to give them the information that is most important to them. So how is your product or service going to help them with their challenge? You've got to create this content, and then you have to speak or tell them about this in the voice that they will resonate with. This will help you build trust. If the individual receives this information and says, oh my goodness, this is exactly what I need. This individual understands me. Now that trust is going to be built. They're going to say, oh, this company gets it. They're going to be able to help me. I know as a list owner, it is very hard for me to find vendors that I trust. Over the years, there has been several times where I'm like, oh, this is great. They get me, only for it to fall short and end up giving us more work to do because now we have to recover from this vendor who really didn't know our market. At World Innovators, we help our clients with the marketing, but we also help you find reputable email lists that reach that specific target audience. And then we can give you ideas on how to speak to these people because we're speaking to them every day. We have historical data to show what lists work, what type of messaging works, so that we can help you succeed faster. To recap, we went over 3 steps here: how you can use AI to set goals, align your team with AI, and deliver tailored content. It's so important to emphasize that we all need that time to set up a strategy that saves us time, but also helps us foster meaningful relationships that build trust. If you need help finding those responsive lists or setting up this AI-driven strategy, please feel free to reach out to us today. You can always find me at worldinnovators.com. You can look at the World Innovators YouTube channel for the videos. And please hit subscribe, encourage people to listen. Please also give us a thumbs up. It's always great if we get those testimonials that what we're saying here has inspired success. Till next time, I hope you guys have a great day.
Thanks for listening to the World Innovators B2B Marketing Excellence Podcast. If you'd like to be updated when new episodes come out, don't forget to subscribe. Also, check out our social media accounts to stay up to date on B2B marketing trends.